Hi everyone, it's Sandy, and this evening I feel drawn to work the roses and the rose reading in a slightly different way, and I hope that you'll enjoy the way that I'm going to work with the roses this time. Hi Joanne. But I'm just sort of following what my sense is of what the roses are being calling for in working in a very slightly different way. As most of you know, I had never felt that I was here to be a reader per se of cards. Hi Jackie, hi Maureen. But it's, by default, this is the way that it's worked with the roses. So I'm working them this evening with my alchemy crystal bowls. And what I'm inviting you to is a rose heart healing process that we will be working alongside the rose reading per se. So tomorrow we are heading into this full moon eclipse at 8 degrees of Gemini. Very symbolic on lots of levels. And any of you that follow any of the brilliant astrologers online, Pam Gregory, Lorna Bevan, and many others that are online, have been talking about these incredible eclipses that we are entering into the process of. We are in eclipse season, and this gives us an insight as to what we are being asked to keep our focus on and what we are being asked to work with in this coming time as we make this journey towards the event, which is the winter solstice and the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction at 0 degrees of Aquarius. And I'm not going to bang on about the astrology because I am not an astrologer. I've done some training in Vedic astrology and have an interest in relationships and patterns that you can see within charts. I leave the finer detail to those who is their life's journey, their calling. Hi Felicity, hi Elias, hi Charlotte. So yeah, this is we are in the most intense period of our journey in the birth canal, and as any of you that are mothers will know, birthing is messy business. And so we are in this place where we are coming into this squeeze point, and many of us will be feeling the contractions, the squeezes and the releases, the squeezes and the releases. For me, what I find when I've got something that's percolating, that is wanting to be released, from my story, there is a contraction that goes on in my fields, and I have to sit and be with it. It's like a cooking pot until I get the message, and then it clears and aligns. So we are in this process, and obviously eclipses intensify whatever it is that's going along. And so we've got this one at 8 degrees of Gemini, and the next eclipse on the new moon on the 14th of December is at 23 degrees of Gemini, which happens to be on my ascendant. For any of you that know anything about astrology, will know that that's intense time. So yeah, Elias, totally get that. Body aches, pains, these are the ways that the body can tell us where we've still got pieces that want to be brought to the light. And of course, the more intense the discomfort, the more we have to actually pay attention. Hi Rachel, hi Mary. So yes, this is really, quite an exciting time to be alive, but also has its own set of challenges. So how do we sit in center? How do we come back and use the tools at our disposal to keep coming back into center? What I've been aware of for myself is there seems to be a stick. There is, and that has extremes at both ends. This is an extremely polarized point in our journey, and there is misinformation at both ends of the stick, and the task that we have is to work this lemniscape, if you like, of the experience that we're having out on the screen of our lives, and yet keep coming back into center, keep coming back into love, keep coming back into that place of rest within us, and waiting and responding to whatever we are called to take as a path of action. For those that are following me and that have been on this amazing 9-month journey with me with the Rose Heart Inner Mastery program, we have come into the last piece, the crucible of the threefold flame of love, wisdom, and power. And this is the dance that all of us are on. We're all on this dance of weaving these energies, weaving this place of the deepest holding of love, weaving this place where we absolutely can come within and know our power, even if we might feel powerless on the external screen. And when we weave that love and that power together, what is birthed is the third element, which is wisdom. And this is the weave of the pink and the blue ray and the activation of the gold ray of wisdom. And this is the flame of the heart. This is this. And it's interesting, isn't it, that I'm sat by the fire this evening. So in this tending to our inner flame, what is it that we need to nourish ourselves? What is it, this place of self-honoring and this deep tenderness, deep kindness to self? Because all of us at some level or other are experiencing trauma. It is not possible to have had the landscape of our lives changed to such a degree in this last 12 months without there being some degree of trauma within the field that we are either, avoiding or getting sucked into. And sometimes there is a place of getting sucked into it, coming out of it, and blinkering ourselves to what is actually going on and the erosion of our personal freedoms within this this path of this last year. But how do we navigate this place through with some degree of inner alignment and inner integrity? This is our challenge. And this, my sense, is why the roses have wanted me to weave the reading in a different way so that each and every one of us can be are able to absorb the healing and the salve that the roses offer. These roses are just pure love codes. They have no other agenda other than to guide us on a pathway home to ourselves. When we can anchor into this place of ourselves, what opens then is the full connection through our soul star, which is where our fingertips would touch above our heads. And that soul star is the portal through which we have a connection to our divine I am presence. The more we are able to hold ourselves tenderly as a vessel of love, the more the keys and codes of our previous incarnations and the treasures that we have stored on the light realms from previous journeys are able to come down through in divine dispensation through our I am presence. So I hope that that gives you some sense of where I am with this, the roses, where my piece of the roses weaves in its sacred consciousness and this path of inner alignment that we really must find within ourselves, because there is no security as such external to self. The only security we have within ourselves is to do the inner work, to polish the diamond of the heart so that we are a vessel, and we are a safe vessel to travel through these uncharted waters. And when we are connected and aligned with the truth of who I am, and I am not the body, I am not the thoughts, I am not the emotions, I am the soul. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love and divine power. I am that, am I. This is the path of inner alignment, inner mastery that this year has been about endeavouring to help us to navigate and find a path on that inner pathway. It's been a year of extraordinary depth and extraordinary potential. If we take ourselves, if we unplug from the external screen. And so let's see where the roses want to take us in this reading. So I'm asking the roses for their wisdom and their guidance at this particular point in our journey, this point of this full moon eclipse at 8 degrees of Gemini. And the first rose we have is Heart Star 3. And Heart Star 3 is the blue flame of power. And she sits within the 3 roses that form the Heart Star energies. She is one of the threefold flame, the blue flame of power. What is really interesting about this piece coming in at this time is, of course, many of us feel disempowered. We feel that our personal choices have been, Joanne, my new favourite too. We feel that our personal choices have been eroded, and also, of course, in this evolutionary time, this place, particularly for the feminine, is for her to find her authentic place of power. What is her authentic voice? And, if you look at any of the work of Dr. Gabor Mate, and I was very blessed to do a 4-day retreat with such an incredible teacher, and he says the root of everything is this dance between attachment and authenticity. And where do we give away our power? Where do we give away our authentic voice in order to stay safe and loved or attached into any circumstance? And that pattern is set in childhood. So often issues of personal power and personal empowerment will root back into some childhood experience, some childhood trauma. This rose is the last rose in the Oracle deck, in the 2nd edition Oracle deck. She is an incredible energy to work with. It's almost like she's got wings. And actually what she's asking us to do is to really fully own our personal power and to find our wings. This is going to be a lovely piece of work with this. So thank you all so much for joining me. Hi Colette. Hi Lisa. Hi Therese. Let's see what the second rose is that wants to come and work with us this evening. Master Rose 3. And Master Rose 3 is the golden flame. She's the golden flame that lights onto the crown when we weave the left and right hemispheres of the brain, the inner masculine, feminine. Hi Christine, hi Nancy. She is an absolute activator. Hi Evelyn. So when we weave the masculine and feminine together, when we weave the left and right hemispheres of the brain together, what activates, of course, is the pineal, and from that arises, the pineal gland is often known as the blue pearl. It has within it embedded a blue light, and when that is activated, the golden flame on the crown alights. You sometimes see this portrayed as a snake. Sometimes you see this portrayed almost as the halo, but she is this beautiful, powerful energy of alignment and connection. And when this rose is activated, so the soul star activates to bring us in these higher keys and codes. This can only activate when we are able to stay in our fifth dimensional heart field long enough for that to have a stabilization to it. Gosh, we've got some super powerful roses that we're working with this evening. It's very exciting. So let's see what the third rose is that wants to come into this Trinity activation that we're going to work with the alchemy bowls. So and our third energy is Rose Angel 4. Rose Angel 4 actually sits on the pineal. She sits on the third eye. And she is one of the roses that works with the heart wound of judgment. And she calls us to the salve of forgiveness. And forgiveness works at two levels. Forgiveness can be an intellectual pursuit, where we intellectually know that actually it doesn't serve us to hang on to resentments or bitterness or issues around the past. But the second aspect of forgiveness drops us down to the heart. And once the heart has opened to forgive, then there is an enormous shift within the auric field, which allows for grace to take its place. Beautiful, beautiful energy to work with. So these roses are really saying that to activate our full power, to activate the golden flame on the crown, we need to check and see, is there anywhere that we are holding judgment? And anywhere where forgiveness actually is the path that we need to take. Of course, there is a difference between forgiveness or judgment and discernment. And so this place where we may have a view about something can be a discernment, can be a wisdom, an insight that tells us that this is no longer something that is something that has a resonance or something we want to engage with. But check and see whether there is anywhere that your heart is calling for forgiveness. Maybe it's forgiveness of yourself. You know, we sometimes that's one of the hardest things to do. All of us have made choices from pattern, all in at some point in our journey, and actually at some level that forgiveness of self in that process of learning, because there was always learning, there was always a gift, there's always the gold in the experience. And look at her, in the middle here is the gold. So this rose is actually a David Austin rose. She's called the Pilgrim, interestingly. Beautiful scented rose. This is another David Austin, and she is called Fragrant Delight. This rose, I have no idea what her name was, but she was sitting outside of the front door of my house in London when I started working with the roses, and she called me. So today, if you have a rose oracle and you have it to hand, can I suggest that you perhaps go and find your oracle and get these 3 roses? If not, just connect with them energetically. Connect in with this power, the golden flame, and the energy of forgiveness. I'm going to pop them in the usual place that I go when I'm working with the roses, which is so that they connect with my higher heart field and they start to activate. These roses work at a cellular level in the body. The rose oracle is not, some people use it as an oracle deck, and that's wonderful for insight, but they're actually a healing tool, and they were designed as a healing tool. So when we work with them this way, this works. And also you can put them, and you can put a glass of water on them, and through the process of epitaxy, the energy signature of the roses goes into the water. And actually it's very interesting, because if you can scan the field of the glass of water, and then you scan it after the roses have been put underneath, the energy, the auric field of the glass of water expands. And what it enables the water to do is be received in the body at a cellular level. It changes the structure of the water so that it's absorbed. Anyway, I am going to move this very slightly, hopefully so that you can start to see the bowls. I've got 4 bowls that I'm working with this evening. There is a C note charcoal and smoky quartz bowl. There is a G, which is a violet aura gold. And there is an F, which is a Super 7 androgynous indium bowl. And this one is probably my favorite, which is a D sharp, and she is a grandmother, apophyllite and grandmother alchemy bowl. So what I'm inviting you to do, and this is my first time of playing with this in this way, I'm inviting you to connect in with the roses and just put your 2 hands on your higher heart chakra. And just connect in with your soul star, and connect in with your higher, your I am's presence, your higher soul self. And just listen to the sound of the bowls. just allow that sound to breathe and bring the rose codes of light into the body. Let them be received by the body so that we can activate and align ourselves to our authentic power and be a vessel of light whereby the golden flame on the crown can fully activate, and that we can bring ourselves into this place of grace, of humility, of being love in action in the world. And I invite you from that place to raise your hands in blessing. So just raising them. Those of you that work with the healing arts will know this, but I invite you from your heart to send the beautiful blessings to your family and your loved ones. Seeing them surrounded in beautiful pink gold light. So many of us are distanced at this time from our loved ones, either from our birth families or our soul families. We can do the best we can at this time, and that's from sending our beautiful loving heart light to surround them with beautiful golden light and our love. And I also invite you to send blessings to the leaders that we have at this time, that they may seek in their hearts for the highest guidance for humanity, that they can step into that highest place of guidance. And again, just turn your hands back onto your higher heart field and again listen to the bowls. So just take some beautiful, nice, easy breaths in and out of your beautiful rosy heart. Making the out breath a little longer than the in breath. When we make the out breath longer than the in breath, it reminds the body and the central nervous system that all is well. So a reminder, Heart Star 3 and your power. Master Rose 2, coming into that highest alignment within and allowing the heart field to activate, to allow the golden flame to light on the heart, on the crown. And Rose Angel 4, moving through another level of forgiveness. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. And also forgiving ourselves, because we can be the harshest judges of ourselves. So, there we go. I hope you've enjoyed working with the roses and the beautiful bowls. I must confess that they are totally magical to work with. Oh, thank you, Felicity. Thank you. Thank you, Maureen. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for joining me. With much love and rosy blessings. Bye for now.